Coming up next, the Kings taking on the Jazz. For the Kings, it's been a bumpy road as of late. Out of sorts in 4 of the last 5 games. But they are looking to rectify that here tonight. Jazz, Kings, only on 2K Sports. Hello, fans. Welcome to this presentation of the NBA Sunday Night Action right here on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and alongside tonight, Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy, with Allie LaForce reporting from the sidelines. Now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Walker Kessler.
And, guys, his effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, we've got Vince Williams. Lauri Markkanen is out there with Jaren Jackson. Then it's Keontae George. And it's Kessler in at the 5 down low. And for Sacramento, outside in the perimeter, LaVine and DeRozan. Sabonis is out there with DeAndre Hunter. And it's Monk in at the point. And like everyone else, GA, I'm looking forward to the big man matchup in this one.
Yeah, we have a pair of the best centers in the NBA. Points in the paint will be a key number tonight.
Now, here's Markkanen. On the wing, George. Monk defending. George with the bucket.
And nice touch inside. George can finish from all 3 levels.
Now Monk. Pass to DeRozan. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, that's a very early foul for him. Needs to be more careful and not pick up a second one this quarter.
And it's the Jazz's ball. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
Well, what did them in was all the missed free throws. It could have been a much different outcome.
Yeah, and it can be deflating when you leave all those points at the line. But it generally is a make-or-miss lead.
And here's LaVine after the three-pointer from Lauri Markkanen. Sabonis sets the pick for DeRozan. And it's sent back by Kessler.
Well, they might think twice before bringing it inside again. Kessler with ferocious interior defense.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what. If he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Here's LaVine following the three-pointer by Utah. Monk against George. 4 on the shot clock. They need this. DeRozan's shot is off. For Utah, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Markkanen, good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. This now will give him a chance to discuss some potential changes. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Sacramento off to a slow start. Looking for their first basket of the game. Last time they met was in Utah where they beat the Jazz.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
Yeah, that kind of performance on the road really speaks to their preparation and mental fortitude.
And you talk about the best center in the league. Sabonis certainly, Stan, is in that group.
He sure is, Kevin, the second Sabonis to be in that group. And look, this guy can do it all. He is one of the best passing bigs in the league. He's one of the best rebounding bigs in the league. And he can shoot the ball on the perimeter. A tough guy to deal with.
Off target with his 3.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
Here's Williams, and Williams throws it down.
building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
Back to Levine. Sacramento moving it around. Monk finds Hunter. Shot clock at 6. Here's DeRozan. Kessler with the rebound.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
Let's go to the sideline and see what Allie LaForce has dug up for us. Allie, take it away.
A bit ago, Doug Christie and I were able to chat. We talked about Lauri Markkanen, and I asked him how he wanted his players to guard him tonight. And he said, we can't afford to lose sight of him out on the perimeter because he's a big that can really shoot it, especially when he's operating in the pick and roll. It'll be interesting to see how Markkanen fares against them in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Okay, Allie, thank you.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Hunter kicks to Sabonis. And it's Vince Williams with the foul. That's his first foul. DeRozan against Markkanen. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's George. Markkanen passes to George. Just 5 on the clock. Fires the 3. They get it again. Kessler passes to Williams, and the shot goes down. Williams has got 7.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now let's bring up the 2K leaderboard. Here are the top rebounders over the last month. The 4th spot held by Domantas Sabonis.
He must be spending a lot of time in the weight room because he's shown such strength under the basket.
George against Monk. Outside, Sabonis. Pass to Levine. Outside, Sabonis. DeRozan for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Well, DeRozan's a threat from anywhere on the floor. Attacking the basket or knocking down the 3.
Now Jackson. Kessler a screen on Hunter. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. And there's another one for the Jazz.
Love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless. Building this lead in every way possible.
Now here's DeRozan. He's coming off a 19-point game against New Orleans. For 3, Levine, another 3 for Sacramento.
Well, every coach loves those corner threes, especially for a Zach LaVine.
Pass to Jackson. There's the 3. Rebound collected by Levine. The Kings trail by 14. Somehow misses the one-handed flush.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down. And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
Here's Levine. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
Now, here's DeRozan. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Count that one.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start.
And the real star, Stan, of this Kings team is Domantas Sabonis. Can he anchor them, though, defensively?
Well, Sabonis is not a big-time shot blocker, Kevin, but paint points haven't been their biggest concern. Rather, it's been their struggles closing out the shooters on the perimeter.
They get it back. Jackson makes it off the glass. Jackson's got 6 points.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Monk looking around. Pass to Sabonis. Back to Monk. To halt the run. Good, and it's Sabonis with the assist that time.
Well, it's hard trying to shake Monk's focus. Even with the contact, he finds ways to score.
A different look for Utah. Bailey's checked in for Vince Williams. And it's Collier in for George. Utah leading by 19. Pass to Kessler. Now Bailey. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Westbrook. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Bucket is good.
I mean, Westbrook is a gifted finisher. Allow him to find his looks inside at your own risk.
Here's Collier. He's coming off a 13-point game against Golden State. Up top, Markkanen. No good on the 3.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Pass to Hunter. DeRozan in the corner. From deep. Drills the three-pointer. DeRozan's got his second bucket of the night.
And DeRozan is selective when it comes to taking threes, but they're looking confident from the corner.
Outside, Markkanen. The 3. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. So for Sacramento, their last game, a loss to the Pelicans. Hunter for 3. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. On the wing, Jackson. Puts up a 3. And Markkanen with the basket on the assist by Jackson. Markkanen's got 13 points.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
Yeah, we thought this might be the case. You see a few of those go through the net, it becomes contagious.
Jazz leading by 17. On the wing, Jackson. Markkanen passes to Collier. Back to Markkanen. Shot clock at 5. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Pass to Kessler. That one goes. Count it. And the Jazz lead by 19.
Well, you want Kessler involved in the offense. That's the kind of shot you're looking for.
Levine's shot is off.
Another miss. He is struggling for the quarter.
Outside Jackson. Markkanen inside the line. Rebound by the Kings. Defeated by the Pelicans in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
Yeah, poor communication at the defensive end. Many of the rotations were late.
And Utah has possession. Sacramento making their last shot. Outside, Markkanen.
Oh, knock that in.
Bailey passes to Markkanen. Shoots over DeRozan. Markkanen can't get it to go.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Here's Collier. Nothing on the board. Kessler screen on DeRozan. Markkanen finds Kessler. Chalk up 2 there.
That's just a great pass. Excellent vision to see the open spot in the defense and lead him to the score.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for Sacramento. 19-point game.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right and you still get a bad result.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
This season, he has been absolutely locked in at the free throw line. How about 90%?
Just so many things Markkanen can do to help your team on both sides.
Fires for three. Bailey. Sabonis grabs the board. Inside. Stolen by Markkanen. And so it's the Utah Jazz controlling the game and finishing the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Utah Jazz.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And in addition, the three-point shooting has been dialed in tonight. They seem poised for a big game from deep.
Achua is out there with Murray. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then it's Sabonis. It's Clifford at the shooting guard. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Kings. It's stolen by Bailey. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. For Utah, they have shot just one free throw earlier, 1 for 1 in the game. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Yeah, Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
5 on the clock. Here's Collier to the left wing. Here's Sensabaugh from outside off the mark.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those. Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Jazz leading by 19. George passes to Collier. Down low, Sabonis with the steal. Here's Clifford. Second shot opportunity, and Sabonis lays it up and in. Sabonis has got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, this is what Sabonis excels at, cleaning up the garbage on the offensive glass.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Domantas Sabonis is driven. He said, quote, "There's no calm time with me. There's a lot to work on to help my teammates and win games. That desperation to stay here in the NBA because I love it and try to get better, I'm always thinking about it, and I don't think that's going to change." Guys, back over to you.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Westbrook. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Sabonis' screen on George. Westbrook passes to Sabonis. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. And GA, you look at the numbers for Sabonis. They're historic. But how would you surround him to make a deep run?
Well, I might try to pair him with another rim protector. Sabonis is a nice focal point offensively, but he's not a big-time shot blocker.
Monk's checked in for Sacramento. And Utah also making a switch. Vince Williams is checked in for Collier. To the inside. Nurkic the pass to Bailey. And that one, good. Bailey's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Out to the right wing. Here's Achua. Drops in the tray.
That's inexcusable defense right there. You gotta contest the shot better than that.
George passes to Nurkic. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Keegan Murray.
And that's one of the things Nurkic does so well. Absorb contact and still be in control.
Well, you think about clutch players, Greg, you think scoring. But is that accurate? Or can clutch be in any facet of the game?
It's in all phases. And you think of guys who always seem to come up with that crucial rebound or that big-time stop. Being clutch comes down to will as much as skill.
Westbrook with the bucket.
And if anything, Westbrook gets more aggressive against contact inside. He doubles his effort level in response.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Outside, George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Back to George. Just 5 to shoot. The 3. Rebound by the Kings. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Murray outside. Pass to Achua. Here's Sabonis. He's guarded by Nurkic. The jump hook. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Sabonis has got 10 points in the game.
Just like his dad in his time, DeMontis is polished and disciplined.
Jazz leading by 15. George passes to Bailey. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Achua.
That's just a great effort on the defensive side. Plastered to the shooter.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
Looking as tenacious as ever. Westbrook never holds back when going for his finish.
And here's George. His last outing, he had 18 points. Pass to Nurkic. And there's the call on Precious Achua. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Sacramento making a switch here. Levine's checked in. Jaren Jackson's checked in for the Jazz. Now here's Williams. He's got 7. Jackson in the corner. 6 on the shot clock. Such a wide open look. 9 points in the game so far.
Well, modern day big men can hit threes and guard multiple positions. That's Jaren Jackson.
Pass to Levine. A 3 ball. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Malik Monk is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Williams inside. He's covered by Westbrook. Out to the right wing. Nobody near Nurkic. That 3 off the mark.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Monk kicks to Westbrook. Monk, the pass to Westbrook. Murray for 3. Rebound, Utah. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Good on the shot. Westbrook's got 8.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for Utah. They lead by 14. Outside Williams. Pass to Bailey. Nice ball movement by Utah. Now Jackson. Now here's Williams. 6 to shoot. Beyond the arc. Rebound by the Kings. Sabonis has got 5 rebounds tonight. Murray with it. George picks him up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And a look at the block shot number over the last few seasons for Jaren Jackson.
Unfortunately, his block numbers have been going down the last couple seasons. Offensive players seem to have figured out ways to get around him to limit his impact.
And the first one drops. And Stan, Utah has been all about basketball up until last year. The Jazz, the only major professional sporting franchise in the state.
Yeah, now they've got hockey, but from the venerated days of Stockton and Malone in the 80s, basketball has become effectively the state sport of Utah.
And hard not to get excited about Keegan Murray's potential. He can shoot the ball, he rebounds it. If this guy continues to grow his game, he could end up being a high-level impact player.
And DeRozan throws it down.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Here's Collier. He has yet to score. Just his first attempt. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. DeRozan finds Monk. Back to DeRozan. Now, here's Monk. He's guarded by Nurkic. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 9 in the bucket from Monk.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Yeah, Markkanen staying after it. He has got it going.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. To the paint. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, Greg, hadn't this been a fun season so far? And it feels like the highlights just become more and more spectacular.
And that's because these guys are so competitive, trying to constantly one-up each other. And the fans are the beneficiaries.
And he knocks down the first one. Hey, Greg, they dropped the interim tag for Doug Christie as he's now the permanent head coach of the Kings.
Well, we'll have to see how permanent that is. The 5th head coach in the last 7 years. That seat is always hot in Sacramento.
Here's Collier, still without a basket. Jackson misses.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
To the left side wing. Levine feeling it out a bit. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The 2-time dunk champion, Zach LaVine, can hammer it down, Coach, or he can bury one from 3.
Well, that's right, Kevin. And look, he came into the league with that great athletic ability, and we all marveled at it. But this guy's really gone to work on his skills, and he's become one of the most efficient shooters in this league from any range on the floor. This guy has gone from great athlete to great play.
No good on the free throw.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
And he's good on the second.
Well, you love to have a shooter like LaVine on your roster. The defense has to cover a lot more ground when he's on the
The baseline J. LaVine with the rebound. The Kings trail by 9. Here's DeRozan. The rebound by the Jazz. Markkanen's got 4 rebounds in this game. Williams looking around. Outside, Markkanen. A 3-pointer off the mark.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Monk outside. Good ball movement here by the Kings. Here's DeRozan, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Lauri Markkanen. Into his mid-30s, the veteran DeMar DeRozan holding up well, Greg.
And such a consistent presence for his team. DeMar plays at his own speed, and he has mastered the art of the mid-range.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan. And from season to season, Coach, DeMar DeRozan remains incredibly consistent.
Yeah, look, he's consistent because He's extremely professional. This guy's always in shape, always ready to play. He knows what his game is, and he plays to that game. Something of a throwback because his game's built on the mid-range shooting, but everybody could use a DeMar DeRozan on their team.
And here's the stat sheet on DeMar DeRozan. His last 10 games, third in free throw shooting. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And he possesses so much confidence when he's at the line. You mentioned his free throw accuracy, third best right now in the NBA. And he's earned it. Here's Collier. Jackson got the loose ball, but that will be a backcourt violation. You can just chalk up the points when these guys get to the line. Here are your top free throw shooters for the past month. In the third spot, DeMar DeRozan. Fourth, Lauri Markkanen.
They have both been unconscious from the free throw line. I mean, you could put a blindfold on them, and it wouldn't matter.
On the wing, Levine. He's guarded by Williams. The rebound by the Jazz. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's Collier. Still yet to score. Markkanen passes to Jackson. Clock at 6. Nurkic kicks to Williams. Outside for Jackson. Good. The nice assist for Williams. Williams has got 3 assists in the game. And here's Levine, who brings it up for Sacramento, trailing by 10. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today, but you can't make it that obvious.
Sabonis, he's checked in for Sacramento. DeAndre Hunter comes in for Murray. The Jazz also changing it up. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Nurkic. And George is subbed in for Collier.
Well, Markkanen is just such an effective scorer. He makes the most of his opportunities.
The Kings trail by 12. Up top, Sabonis. He's covered by Kessler. DeRozan passes to Sabonis. Sweet move. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 6 rebounds now in the game. You know, Greg, in recent seasons, Lauri Markkanen has taken on a leadership role.
And Markkanen has been the featured player on some very young teams, and he's really embraced that role, proving to be a positive influence both on and off the court.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Back to DeRozan. To end the run. Markkanen with the block.
Well, that's a great job by Markkanen. Using his 7-foot frame. You forget how long he is.
And 1:01 left in the first half. And the 3-ball is good. Monk's got 7.
And really the defense not organized on that inbounds play. And boy, do they pay the price with the triple.
Pass to Markkanen. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Thursday, they'll be taking on Luka Doncic and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic.
And you know, for that matchup with Denver, they'll need to be at their best for this contest. Anything short of excellence, and they'll be in for a rough ride.
Now here's Levine. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game.
Solid rebound there. And with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Now Monk. After Lauri Markkanen misses from long range. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Sabonis finds Levine. Sabonis sets the pick for Levine. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And it's really challenging trying to guard Levine without fouling. He is good at getting defenders in compromising positions.
He makes one of two that time.
Look, he's an ideal modern wing. LaVine has tremendous athleticism, length, a great three-point shot. He's been productive for years.
Lauri Markkanen getting it done for Utah. And of everything he's doing well, it's his scoring that you point to first. Already 22 points in this game. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Hello, folks. Is this the halftime show? Yes, it is. And kicking it off, let's quickly look at the Western Conference standings.
A look here now at Utah. They haven't looked intimidating thus far. The hunger to improve just isn't there. That worries you. I'm starting to feel that this team needs a culture change.
Switching back to that first half of action, everything's been working for the Utah Jazz.
They're giving a master class in ball movement right now, running the offense, finding the open man, and it leads to a bunch of high percentage looks.
Yeah, great chemistry at that end. And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Lauri Markkanen having a dominant impact in this game.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
Yeah, he hasn't been settling. He's getting to the rim, and that's him at his best.
Getting underway here in the second half. Here's Will Hardy's 5. They've got Walker Kessler. Jaren Jackson is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Vince Williams. And it's George at the point guard position. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him.
A very physical player. DeMontis basically forced his way through the foul there.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. Free throw good. Sabonis.
Well, when you think of all the big men in the league, one of the most consistent has to be Sabonis. He'll always find a way to contribute with his scoring or rebounding.
From deep, George sinks the three-pointer. George has got 11.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thank you, guys. A big win here or there can really sustain a rebuilding team, and Utah coach Will Hardy said the results matter in order to keep belief in your process. Seeing the work pay off. The building of a team doesn't happen in one day. The players are staying with it, and they deserve all of the credit for that. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, we thank you for the report. Markkanen finds Williams. And here's George. Jacks up a three. And Sabonis pulls it down. The Kings trail by 12, and maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you've got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent, it's also about timing.
And we're just about a minute and a half into the third quarter of basketball. Pass to Jackson. George against Monk. Jackson setting the pick here for George. And it's George again missing.
They've had a quiet start to this half, hitting just one of their first 4 attempts.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Hunter's got it back down to within single digits for the Kings. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. George looking around. Jackson with it. He's got 12. Hunter grabs the miss.
Ooh, this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room. And a moment here to look at the numbers for Monk. How last month turned out for him, he's putting up about 12 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Yeah, he's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
And Sabonis drops them both. So, Greg, in the offseason, the Kings made it a priority to address their need at point guard.
I mean, they had multiple combo guards on the roster, but lacked a true lead guard. And they realized they needed someone who could run the offense, hoping Dennis Schroeder can fill that role.
And Doug Christie wants a timeout. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
And a moment now to check out some of the numbers for Sabonis. 4th in rebounding. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Outside, Levine. From outside the arc, drills it from outside. Levine's got 8.
Yeah, they've come out of the break confidently. 4 of their first 5 here to start the second half.
The 3 from George. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Levine's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Yeah, not his best night in terms of shot selection. Lucky for him, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Bounce pass from Williams. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Kessler with it. Now defended by Levine. Just 3 to shoot. Williams can't get it to go. And it's Sabonis with the ball for the Kings. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Right on the bucket. Now it's just a 3-point Jazz lead.
I'll tell you, they're right in this. We'll see if they can maintain momentum.
Yeah, taking away the lead is never easy. But a rally like this is how you do it.
To the middle. Here's Markkanen. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Markkanen's got 26.
Well, he's got such a sweet shot. But at 7 feet, Markkanen can also hurt you down low. An all-around offensive talent.
And so here's Sacramento. Outside, Levine. Sabonis trying to get open. Levine, good. Levine's got 5 points now in the quarter. Utah leading by 3. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Sacramento's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Here's Sabonis, and it's sent back by Kessler. And now here's Markkanen, the fast break chance. Williams can't get it to go.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Outside DeRozan. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Nice move, and it's Williams throwing it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
Williams with the steal. On the wing, Williams. Down low. Here's George. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Zach LaVine.
And during his rookie year, Keontae George started about half of his games, running the point most of the time. That experience will pay off for him.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Racking up the points down low, well, that's exactly what these guys have done this season. Check out the top-scoring big men in the NBA. Jaren Jackson is second.
You know, there are different styles among those big men, but they have one thing very much in common. They can dominate offensively. Face up or back to the basket, they can get it done.
Yeah, and what jumps out at me from these guys is the amount of skill they all have on offense. They can go at you so many ways.
And George drops them both. And in the summer of 2022, Greg, the Utah Jazz traded away their franchise cornerstones, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell.
And that signaled the beginning of their rebuild, but they've overachieved for a couple of seasons now that ended last year when they really bottomed out.
Well, yeah, Sabonis will fight you inside, and that can create a lot of contact with his big friend.
Free throw good, Sabonis.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
And Sabonis drops them both.
And his work at the free throw line has been terrific tonight, making the most of his chances.
Outside, George. Jackson has the open look. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Now, here's Monk. 11 points in the game. Pass to DeRozan. Sabonis' screen on Markkanen. DeRozan finds Sabonis. Rebounded by the Jazz. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Williams against LaVine. Sabonis' screen on Williams. Fires top of the key. And that one comes up a bit short.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
George passes to Jackson. Markkanen from outside. And another three for Utah.
Yeah, there's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Now LaVine. 10 points for him. Pass to DeRozan. Sabonis' screen on Markkanen. And once again off the mark by Sacramento. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run. Wants to get it to Kessler and does. And there's another turnover by the Jazz.
And the misconnection there. Fans guarding their beverages. That's a pass he'd like back for sure.
And the Kings making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. And Utah also making a switch. Bailey's checked in. Now here's Westbrook. He's got 8. Kessler with the rebound. Kessler's got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Westbrook with the steal. Sabonis finds LaVine for 3. Bangs home the trifecta. LaVine's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Jackson setting the pick here for George. Bailey passes to Markkanen. And they come right back with their own three-pointer. Markkanen's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Utah. The Kings trail by 13. Outside DeRozan. Back to Westbrook. Sacramento moving it around. On the wing, LaVine from past the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz. Kessler's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Utah?
Well, they've been hitting threes at a high clip. and the defense hasn't done enough to challenge them at the line. They need to close out and run them off the three.
And you can't ignore their passing. All game long, they've done a great job of just delivering the ball in rhythm right where it needs to be.
Offensive rebound. Bailey passes to Markkanen. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Jazz lead by 16.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Jazz. Collier comes in for Jaren Jackson. To stand here, we have one of the bright young centers in the NBA, Walker Kessler.
Look, start with this with Walker Kessler, Kevin. A great rim protector. You're just not going to get layups with Walker Kessler on the floor. Then he's an outstanding offensive rebounder, and he's got great hands, which makes him very effective as a roll man in the pick and roll.
Now, here's Sabonis. He's got 17. And DeRozan kicks to Westbrook. 5 to shoot. Here's Sabonis. A putback. Tries again. And with that shot, the Jazz lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from DeMar DeRozan. George against Westbrook. Nurkic dishes to George. Unloads from 13. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And that's now 18 points for George. Sacramento's gone 2 of 5 with the three-point shot since coming out of the break. Westbrook passes to Murray. Here's DeRozan. Over Bailey. DeRozan's shot is off. 1:16 left to play in the third. Outside, George. Pass to Nurkic. To the paint. And stolen by Murray. DeRozan inside. Looking on Nurkic. Count that one.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
56 seconds left to play here in the third. Inside. Here's Nurkic. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the King. It's a 14-point game. Sabonis against Nurkic. DeRozan dishes to Murray. Shot clock at 5. The kick out to Westbrook. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. It's stolen by DeRozan. Puts it up. Clifford can't get it to go.
Yeah, well, that's a shot the defense is probably going to let him keep taking.
Right side George. Over Sabonis. And so it's Utah with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. And if they keep draining the threes like they've been so far, their lead is safe. Back right after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. They've got Levine. Russell Westbrook out there with Malik Monk. Then there's Murray. That's the 5 out there for the Kings. The offensive rebound, Jackson. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Really tough to disrupt the rhythm of Jackson Jr. on that shot.
That's good from Jackson. What a unique skill set Jaren Jackson Jr., coach, brings to the floor.
No question, Kevin. He's a two-way player, a defensive player of the year who also has proven he can be a primary scorer and score it from the three-point line, or he can put it on the floor and go to the basket. Plus, he's got a post game. This is one of the most versatile players in the league.
Here's Bailey. Following the basket by Malik Monk. Here's Williams, and it's Williams throwing it down.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. The Kings trail by 15. Murray left side over Jackson. Murray, no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play. And that one is good.
And this team encourages Westbrook to look to score inside. You can see why with these results.
Here's Collier. Here's Jackson. And Utah again with the bucket. And here's Westbrook. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, here's a guy who knows how to get to the line. Westbrook's motion almost attracts contact.
First one falls for him.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
So he gets them both.
And one thing about Westbrook, he does not have a quiet presence. You know he's out there at every moment, and his production speaks volumes.
Well, and after making just one triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Pass to Levine. Stolen by Jackson. Williams with the ball. Now guarded by Murray.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
And that one falls for Williams. And both free throws good for Williams. The Kings trail by 18. Here's Westbrook. A shot off that time. Excellent D there from Williams. Here's Collier. Monk defending. Pass to Williams. Launches it. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
Well, that's his first 3 here in the second half. Got to think he'd like a few more of those.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Kings. There's the pick. No one near him. And the rebound by Nurkic. And it's the Jazz's ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Over in the corner, Williams. Off target from outside. The Kings have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the 4th quarter. Another miss by Westbrook. Jazz leading by 21. Jackson from long range. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
And with that 3, his 2nd of the half, he's equaled his total from before the break.
Count it. Levine's got 10 points here in the second half.
And Levine can do it all. He's not just a talented shooter. He can hurt you inside, too.
Pass to Jackson, the 11-footer, and Utah again with the bucket.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
Yeah, but you can't let up now. We've seen too many wild comebacks in this league.
With the crossover, wide open look here for Murray, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
And you like Murray as a spot-up shooter, knows where to park himself, and always ready to receive the pass.
For Utah, they've gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the 4th quarter. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. A different look for Utah. Walker Kessler, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Markkanen comes in for Jaren Jackson. And it's Keontae George in for Collier. Here's George. Out left to the wing. Pass to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
So good to see Markkanen using force on his finish.
Coach, when you've had to scout for prospects, how much stock did you put in the NBA Combine?
Well, I think, Kevin, you can get certain things out of the Combine. I think the physical testing stuff is good to at least give you a baseline on guys. I think getting a chance to talk to some of the players is outstanding. And then just getting, anytime you get another chance to watch guys work, watch guys play, it's just another data point for you.
Bailey with the ball. DeRozan defending. Bailey misses. Monk right side. And he drives in. Markkanen pulls it in. Markkanen's got his 6th rebound on the night. Nobody near George. From the arc, trains the three-pointer. George has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Well, this is why George's coaches encourage him to keep shooting from deep, because they know he's only going to get better.
Pass to Hunter. Now, here's DeRozan. Rebounded by Bailey. Bailey's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here is Markkanen. Now, Kessler. Now Bailey. 5 on the clock. And Sabonis pulls it down. And there's Hunter on the assist by Monk.
Well, with each year in the NBA, Hunter gains more and more confidence as a scorer, including when he positions himself inside.
Well, Stan, one expression you hear, foul baiting. Players using sneaky tricks to draw a foul.
Yeah, look, Kevin, I'm not a huge fan of that, of guys developing that as a skill. But I will say this. It only works against undisciplined defense. If defense has the discipline to stay solid and fundamental, then you're not going to get baited into those things, and a lot of times those foul baiters end up taking bad shots.
With a number of moves and shots to choose from, Hunter is scary. Nice bucket there.
George passes to Markkanen. Oh, good on the triple. And it's DeRozan with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Monk outside. Sabonis, the pass to DeRozan. Kessler with the rebound. Utah leading by 22. Bailey with a wide open look. The Jazz with another miss. Monk outside. Over George. And they get it back. Sabonis kicks to Monk. It's 3-pointers off the mark. Smart accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team. Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's always a little risky to lean this hard on the three-point shot. But when you're knocking them down, you might as well keep riding it.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Utah has gone over and over to the three-point shot in the fourth quarter. 4 of 9. Here's Bailey. The shot's good on the assist by George. That's 10 points for Ace Bailey.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Monk dishes to Hunter. And teams take more threes now than ever before. More than double the average attempts we saw in the 90s.
Well, I think what's happened, Kevin, is we just have more guys who can shoot the ball. So in the 90s, you might have had 2 guys who shot the ball well from 3 and made it a good shot. Now, on a lot of teams, virtually everyone on the roster can shoot the 3. If we have more guys on the floor who can space out and shoot the 3, we're going to have a lot more attempts and a lot more efficiency on those attempts.
Now, here's George. Following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Pass to Bailey. Here's George. And here is Markkanen. Offline with his 3.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Oh, big Walker Kessler. That is how you use your size.
Utah leading by 23. Here's George. Another miss by Utah. Sacramento's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. That one falls. Westbrook's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
George passes to Bailey. Back to George. Markkanen inside the line. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Monk left side. In the corner, it's Hunter. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
Yeah, and you know they're tracking the tips and deflections because that tells you who's affecting the game.
Levine's checked in for Russell Westbrook. And there's the 3.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now, here is George. Now, Bailey. Fires the 3. Levine with the rebound.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Jazz.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season. And when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Lauri Markkanen.
And how about his defense in this one? He was just wreaking havoc and racking up the steals. Really tremendous effort on that end.
Stan, we've seen teams make surprising playoff runs only to falter the next year. Team trajectory's not always a straight line, clearly.
No, absolutely, Kevin. I would think in most cases it's not a straight line. Because, look, the other teams are all trying to win, too. That's what makes things different. So you might be slightly off the next year and someone else makes a big jump, and then it looks like your decline is a lot bigger than it is. Every year is a new year.
Filipowski, he's checked in for Conjar. The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
A future Hall of Famer. Westbrook averaging a triple-double in a number of seasons and came close a few other times.
Here's Filipowski. That free throw good from Bailey. Second free throw, no good. Westbrook. Nurkic there for the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
The first one falls. And so he hits both. And the Kings with possession. 17-point game. And get the three. Here's Collier. The free throw drops for Collier. He doesn't get the second one. And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Now let's send it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline with our player of the game. Allie, take it away.
Lori, an impressive win tonight. What do victories like this tell you about where this team is headed?
It gives us confidence. We showed that if we play well and we play defense down the stretch, we can beat. And we've shown it. We can compete with anybody. We just got to do it for a full game.
Confidence is key down the stretch. Thanks, Lori.
Good stuff, Allie. Thanks. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Lauri Markkanen.